the Lord. This is part 3 of the Total You. Again, my name is Brother Andrew, coming to you from above Cathedral, and we have here a more mature saint speak on the same subjects of being saved in certain situations and just seeing the aspect or the response that some people may have, or looking for help in that category. This is
Deacon Jacob Landers.
Deacon Jacob. Just a quick question. What brought you to Christ? What brought you to Christ, and what encouraged you, I could say, for you to change your life?
Well, what brought me was I was tired of the things going on in my life. Mm-hmm. It was like an empty feeling, hanging out, drinking, smoking marijuana. I was doing whatever I wanted to do, but at the end, it was like empty. Right. Waking up in the morning with the hangover, it was an empty feeling because a lot that was around me, I know I wasn't loved like that, but it was just an escape. Wow. It was a way for me to go out and just, release some stress. That was my stress reliever, but I wasn't being filled like I needed to be filled. I was being filled with the wrong things. So, cousin Javon Deacon Brown, we were hanging out. We had a shop together. Right. And I noticed when he started getting to church, he started dropping a lot of things off. Things that, you run out and go do with me, he wasn't doing anymore. I noticed that he started to pray more, and, the things that he would speak, it would come to happen. He would speak about it, and he would fast, and he would pray, and it would happen. Wow. And it kind of intrigued me, like, wow, all this is going on, and he talking about God. Who is God? I didn't know who God was. I'd never been baptized before in my life,
Wow.
So I'm watching him. I'm watching his life. His life is my testimony at this point.
Wow.
And, I'm watching his life. And, I'm like, wow, God has changed some things.
Right.
Remember the shop, he was slow, and he said, okay, God is going to bless us with a bunch of business. He said, I'm going to go anoint myself every day. He anointed himself at noon every day, and he fasted until 5 p.m. And he said, I'm going to keep doing this, and God is going to send the rush. He's going to send the people there. He's going to send them. I say, okay, I'm watching him. I'm still doing what I'm doing, but I'm watching him. And, it was like 1 week I just noticed one person came in, and after another, and we were so busy, and we were so flooded with business. I'm like, wow, look at what God did. I'm recognizing what God did just by watching him. So I had an opportunity to meet Pastor, pastor of the church. He had came by because we was working on one of his vehicles. Right. And he had came by. We had just got finished putting the gas tank up in his truck and a new fuel pump. And, it was a little cool that day. And we're working in the shop, and we got the door open. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I am so cold. Wish I had a coffee. Pastor, he sent the coffee in for us, for me and another guy. Right. And I'm like, wow, I just thought about it. And, this man, he gave it to me. God must have really heard me, from what I was saying,
Right,
I wasn't in the church like that then, right, so right. I didn't really, look at it like, hey, I'm praying to God about it. I just looked like I need a coffee, and he
right.
brought it to me.
Wow.
So after meeting him and after speaking with Pastor Wallace, he said, why don't you come on out and check us out? And he said, you know what, I will. I'll come check you out. Right. After everything I've been witnessing of what God's been doing in my cousin's life,
Right. Something got to be to it. Right?
Something got to be to it. It's got to be something to this thing. And to witness that and to actually come out to the church when I came in, I didn't recognize him because, Pastor, he up there teaching. He got a Bluetooth in his ear, a hoodie, a sweatsuit, and some gym shoes. And, he in the middle of the floor, he talking. And I'm looking like, who is that? And I'm like, oh, that's Pastor Wallace. So I walk in, and he remembered my name. He remembered my name off real. He said, hey, how you doing, Jacob? How you doing? And, introduced me to everybody, and, the love that I felt from the ministry. It wasn't just like everybody spoke. He stopped, had everybody get up to come greet me. And it wasn't with handshakes. It was hugs. It was kind words. It was just love from the ministry,
So you felt welcome?
I felt welcome. I really did feel welcome. I didn't feel like that I was going to be judged.
Right.
I didn't feel like, what I had on mattered. Wow. Because I was coming to church with just a t-shirt on, some Jordans and some jeans.
I remember that day too.
I'm just coming like that. I wasn't suited up. I wasn't dressed like this. Right. I like dress clothes, but I wasn't in the church like that. So,
right.
just having that warm and that welcome feeling, that really pulled me in.
Okay.
And then, you know, from me working a lot, I had missed a couple Sundays, a couple weeks in a row, and he called me at home. Pastor called me at home, not to tell me I need to come back. He just called to say, how are you doing? He showed the love, like, how are you doing? You know, I haven't seen you in a minute. Is everything okay? You know, he just talked to me like a friend.
Wow.
You know, not like an authority figure, but as a friend.
Wow.
You know, and I really respected that. And that kept me coming. And, you know, learning about, you know, how God can change your life. You know, I was listening because I wanted some change. I wanted something better.
Wow, yeah.
You know, it's something being around a bunch of positive people who just love to live. You know, and live for the right reasons, not to harm anybody, but to help people.
That's cool.
You know, and I love that. You know, and I was into that. So I said, okay, I'm here. I'm gonna stay here. So, you know, I started coming every Sunday. I would get off work and I'd come straight from work to church. I would sit outside, watch the cars after service.
Right.
You know, just so I could do something in the house. I was just watching cars.
Wow.
That was my work. You know, I felt okay doing that, so that's what I did.
That's good.
You know,
That's good.
that,
No, that's good. And you basically saying what kind of encouraged you to come was first, you know, your cousin Javon, you know, who you work with, seeing a change in him, you know, seeing that, you know, the previous life I used to live, that things he used to do, he didn't do no more. So you knew it had to be something different about him. You know, he had to encounter some type of change for him to, you know, kind of switch that way, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, the pastor, you know, because sometimes you got these titles on pastor where they're not touchable. You know what I'm saying? In the sense you can't get to them, you got to set an appointment. But this pastor was more down to earth, more tangible, where he came and greeted you, you know, made you feel, it was more of a personal thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes that personal relationship matters, you know what I'm saying? Because not only saying, you know, this is the man of God that you're following, but he also cares enough to check on you. You know what I'm saying? That he made a house call.
Yeah.
And again, not being in your business,
No.
you know,
Not
not,
business.
but asking how you know, how you doing, what's going on, in a sense of a helping hand. Like, is there anything I can do? You know, what's going on? You know, and that matters. You know, when you're trying to make a change, because when you first make a change, you feel that nobody care, don't nobody understand, there's nobody there, to where the pastor himself called you. He didn't say no deacon, he didn't say no brother. Him himself came, you know, and said, you know, what's going on. So I know that matters. That's good. That's good. So as far as encouraging and coming to church, I can say, as far as being in church, what drives you? What keeps you coming? What keeps you coming?
Serving God. Serving God. It's not about the man or the people around you. It's about what you can do service for God.
Okay.
Because my lifestyle that I was living, when I was out there, I could have been harmed. I could have been murdered. You know, I could have been murdered. I could have had all types of crazy diseases, whatever, you know.
Right.
But God kept me through all that.
Right.
And to know that he kept his hands on me, you know, that means the world to me. And if all I can do is come in and do what I can, that's what I'm going to do.
Right.
You know, rain, sleet, or snow, I can be sick, whatever, hurting, I'm going to still get up and come. I'll be late, I still show up, you know.
Right.
You know, because he's everything. He's everything to me.
Right.
You know, because without him, there is no me.
That's good.
You know.
That's good. So that keeps you coming, knowing that what he brought you from. That
What he
keeps
brought
you
me from.
encouraged to say, no matter who or what, I'm still going to make it. You know, because what he did for me.
That's right, because I understand no matter what, no matter who lets you down in your life, no matter how bad your bills may be, no matter if you have money or not, you always have him. And he always takes care of his people.
That's good.
He always takes care of his people, and I know that he showed me that.
Okay. Just a quick question. How would you go about trying, because I know when you first get saved, you know, in a sense you want to fit in. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to pray and also read the word with understanding. Because you know, when everybody first read the Bible, everybody get confused. You know, when they pray, people feel like they don't say the adequate words that they feel God want to hear, or how people do it. How did you kind of, you know, get through that? You know, as far as learning how to pray, or, you know, learn how to read. You know.
Well, the reading part, I thank God for Pastor Kimbrough, because she taught us how to break scripture down.
Okay.
You don't have to look at the whole chapter in the Bible or the whole book and say, I got to read this whole thing. You take it line by line.
Okay.
Break the line down.
Right.
Understand why it was used at that time.
Okay.
You know, just because the scripture tells you that, you know, you can't eat pork. The scripture about pork and swine and stuff.
Right.
Why was it used at that time?
Wow.
Understand why God put that in place for the people at that time.
That's good.
Because if you take the scripture, you just read it like it's just a regular book.
Okay.
You just read that scripture and say, okay, yeah, I'm going to apply it right now, then you're messing up. You have to read. You have to say, why did he use it at this time? What were the people doing? So you take it line by line. I don't care if it takes you all night with one line.
That's good.
Line by line, so you can gain understanding.
That's good.
I will pray for understanding before I even started to read. Anoint myself, pray for understanding. Take my time. Read different versions of the Bible, the NIV, the Message,
Right.
and the King James.
Like different, different
Yeah.
sites of it. Right.
Yeah, you read the different ones and you just break it down line for line. And that gives you understanding, and you simmer on it. I mean, you just pray about it and you let that simmer.
Right.
And you come back to it. God will give you understanding.
That's true.
And you
The
give
Bible say,
understanding.
any man that lacks wisdom, let him ask of God. You know. So, during that times of praying, how did you grow in your prayer life? How did that come about?
Well, the more I know, the more that you pray, and the more that you pray out loud, and you talk to God, the more it becomes easy.
Okay.
You know, it's just like a second nature. Like we having a conversation right now.
Right.
You have your conversation with God in prayer the same way.
Right.
You just praying to God, you showing, you telling him what's going on because he knows your heart.
That's true.
So you just have to let go. You can't hold on to everything. You can't try to make yourself seem like, hey, I'm this, I'm that, because I'm talking to God. You know, I want to cover up. No, you got to tell God, hey, God, I lied the other day. Hey, God, I said something bad to somebody the other day. You got to speak it out. So in your prayer life, you just have to be honest with what you say. Speak from your heart.
Right. I mean, because God know it anyway.
He know it anyway.
It's really a self-confession to
Yes.
help you, because, iniquity is hidden sin. So that's why the Bible tells us, you want to remove the iniquity from your heart. Because when you expose it to yourself, you kind of convict your own conscience. And your Holy Ghost is able to move, and because the Holy Ghost is like a gentleman. If you're trying to harbor something and you're trying to hold something, the Holy Ghost is not going to force. He's going to convict you, but he can't force you to move on that. But like you said, once you're open and honest with yourself, you can feel better. You know what I'm saying? Because once you try to hide sin, you feel in a sense of fearful. Fear starts to build up because you don't want nobody looking at you a certain way. You don't want to be judged. You know what I'm saying? So that fear keeps you from being delivered. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, once you become honest and you can be open, God can move on it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, an open vessel, a willing spirit, And okay, on that aspect, as far as you said, the prayer and the reading, okay, give me an instance, because I know everybody goes through this, to where you prayed for something and you seen it, and how your faith grew from that.
Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah, I remember a particular time I was asking God for a new vehicle.
Okay.
I was asking for vehicles, because I had been going through something, cars kept breaking down, and eventually I didn't have one. So I was praying to God, I'm like, Lord, I'm tired of this. I need a vehicle. I'm looking for something good, and I was praying about it. Things wasn't happening the way I wanted to. I was fed up. I'm like, okay, Lord, what am I to do? I'm serving you. I'm working hard. I know you're not going to leave me out here like this, so what's going on? And I just said, okay, I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait on him. And it happened. I mean, he gave me one vehicle, by way of the pastor. He gave me a vehicle. Then I ended up getting a promotion at my job. And I ended up getting another vehicle, and then another vehicle, to where I looked up, man, I had like 5 cars sitting around. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, I got to get rid of some of this stuff. God did an overflow. He pushed it into my life like, boom, okay, you want it, here you go.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, God ain't playing. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, he's not playing with you.
That's good.
And that blew my mind. He still blows my mind.
That's good.
And you can't outgive God, but I know when you sow seed, you reap your harvest.
Wow.
You reap your harvest. I make sure that I give into, the ministry. I give extra. Okay. I give what I'm expecting God to give me in return.
Ooh, that's good.
Not just my 10%, I give more.
That's good.
Because I want more. I want to make more. I want to be able to do more.
That's good.
Not just for me, but for everybody else. I want to be a blessing to somebody else. Because it's not all about me. I know people out here need help.
Right.
And I want to be able to help some people,
That's good. That's awesome, man. So, and that's true. When you said the more you give, the more you receive, because they say the seed you sow is the seed that you grow. So whatever seed, it can be, like you said, cars. Someone's giving to you, here it is, you feel like, hey, I know somebody needs a car. Help them, bless them with that, or clothes, food. Whatever seed you sow, that seed you will grow. Even encouraging word. Encouraging word is a seed. So when you're encouraging somebody, when you're going through, God's going to send somebody to pick you up when you feel like you're in a valley. You know what I'm saying? We're going to leave. That's why the Bible says, forsake not to assemble yourselves together, you know, and confess your faults one to another that you may be healed, you know, because we need each other. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Like, I can say, I was looking for a job, you know. Brother Jacob here, you know, through the favor of God on his job, he was able to turn me on, you know, to someone at his job that can help out. So you never know who God may put in your life, you know, and what you're going through, that you could be a blessing to somebody else. And I just want to ask, now you say God blew your mind. So what did that do for your faith, as far as when he answered your prayer?
Oh man, that shot my faith up to 1,000. I'm like, wow, because it's like, you know, when you say things, you may leave out the house, you know, you wait somewhere, and you say, hey man, Lord, I could really use something cold to drink. And wherever you're going, your destination, bam, there it is. They give it to you, something to drink. You know, so my walk with God, when I ask for things, I know I'm going to receive it. And if I don't get it right away, it's because it is something I need to do first, something I need to learn first, you need to prepare me for it. So I know it's not a no, I know it's just not right now. That's the way I take it when I pray for things. I'm realistic. Now, I'm not going to ask God to give me $1 million or $1 billion, and I know that I'm not ready to handle it. I think it was me and you had that conversation one time. You said, you know, God is your friend, so why would he give you something that will hurt you? If your mind can't handle that type of money and to work it in the right way and to be a good steward over it, why would God bless you with it? He's not going to set you up for defeat. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
He's not going to set you up for defeat. So the things I do pray for, I do try to move on it, and I do try to prepare myself for the blessing.
It's good.
You have to prepare yourself, because if you're not ready, he can't give it to you.
That's true.
So that's where my faith lies at. If I pray for it, I'm starting to walk towards it.
That's good.
I'm getting ready for it.
Action. They say faith without works is dead.
Okay,
you know? And that's good that you pray as well as work. Because a lot of us, we want to get in that area where we just praying and then wonder why nothing's happening. He said faith without works is dead. So you pray for it, you believe it, you move towards it. And as we understand who God is, as you pray and move toward it, your faith grows. And the more your faith grows, because the Bible says without faith, it's impossible to please God. So the more you move towards what you're looking for God to do, God is making it easy. Making it easy. He's moving on people's heart. He's moving things out the way. He's setting things up. Because you know, the more you start seeing God move, the more you're faithful. And the more you're faithful, he has to meet you where your faith is. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes faith to move that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not so much as what we say, it's your faith. Your faith and believing who you're speaking to and what you're asking for. Like when Jesus, when he cursed the tree, he knew you spoke it, but you have to, it takes time. He spoke to the root of that tree. Even though we're looking at the tree, he spoke to the root of the problem. Come on now.
Amen.
So when you're speaking, you have to speak to the root and then just wait for the manifestation. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And on that's good. That's your faith grew. And I praise God that I was able to encourage you, whatever I said. And again, forsake not to assemble yourselves together, you know, because we need each other, you know. And again, I just want to touch on another subject. And again, being single, single and saved, you know. Give us a testimony on how life was before God and how life is now, being saved and single. How you dealt with it then and how you deal with it now, you know, and how God is helping you.
Well, then, when I was in the world, it was, you know, basically whatever you wanted to do, you know.
Okay.
You seen her, you liked her, she liked you, you did what you did, you know.
Okay, right,
With no remorse. You didn't have any thoughts about it. It was just, you know, you and her, that's it.
Right.
But now, being saved and being in ministry, you have to be very careful and very wise about, you know, who you associate with like that, who you deal with. It's good to be, you know, a blessing to somebody. It's good to be an example, a walking testimony for someone, but you have to make sure that you're careful. When you date, You know, Pastor always tells me, stay in public places. You want to be in public places, you don't want to compromise yourself.
Right.
Because you have to be honest with yourself. You a man, she's a woman. Y'all have feelings.
Right.
You know, so if you put yourself in any compromising situation, then something could happen. I mean, that's just the honesty of it. So stay in public places. You meet up outside, you know, y'all go out to eat, you know, maybe, you know, if y'all like gospel concerts, go to a gospel concert, walks in the park, you know, all that good stuff, but just stay out in public areas. Don't say, come on back to my house. Come on, let's watch TV together. You watch a TV together, you could be doing something else together.
No Netflix and chill.
No Netflix and chill. That'll get you in some trouble.
Okay.
You gotta be careful.
Right.
But, you know, I stay busy most of the time. You know, you stay busy, you know, you keep a lot of things off your mind. When you have too much time on your hands, then your mind can roam in other places.
Right, that's good.
You know, I stay busy in the ministry and busy in the work, you know, so that keeps me at a certain level to where, hey, you know, I'm not going.
I ain't got time for it.
I ain't got no time to do nothing like that,
Right.
you know. But you want to keep your mind clear from that type of stuff, you know. I know some fellas that still go out to strip clubs. I can't go to no strip club. That's not. I'm not going to the strip club.
Right.
You know, I don't deal with none of that stuff. But you just want to stay in public places. Stay in public places. Be honest with yourself. You know, you dating somebody and they're very attractive to you. I mean, you know how you feeling, so you know that you can't put yourself in a compromising situation.
That's good.
And you know, if you have a mate that's in the church like you know, you don't want to tempt each other. So it should be on a level of agreement between each other. Hey, we're gonna do this, that, and other. This is how we're gonna do it.
Right.
We're gonna stay in public place. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do that. You know, and just take it like that. Take your walk like that. Because if you don't, and you're dealing with somebody in the world, they don't look at things the same way you do. So you really have to think about it and say, okay, let me just speak to her in a way to where she understands, to where I'm not offending her, but she understands my walk. You know?
That's good.
Yeah.
Because the Bible speaks about that, you know. It really speaks about the marriage, like a man is or a woman is married, she can win her husband over it if he's not. But you know, and a lot of people deal with that, like I'm saved, do I gotta stay with people in the church? Do I just date people in church? Can I date unsaved man? And it's more so let God do it. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go searching for something, you're not really always gonna find it. But when you rely on God and trust in God, God's going to send that one to you that you need, not just what you want, you know, because God knows what you like.
Amen.
He knows what you like. He knows how you like it, but at the same time, he knows who you need down the road. Because if you're dating, the goal should be marriage. And it's sad to say, everybody's not marriage material. You feel what I'm saying? So you have to make sure, as in being single, I know you have to learn how to be satisfied, single and satisfied. I remember saying that before, or seeing a service about that. Single and satisfied with God. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people feel they have to be with somebody to be complete. That's why you have to be one, become one with God first. Then he will couple you with somebody who's going to complete you as far as in the physical. You feel what I'm saying? Because you need somebody that's emotional, spiritually, mentally, financially, and even physically, but let God put that person in your life. Don't go searching for it. You know what I'm saying? Because again, when you wait on God, that's showing you trust him, rather than I'm being a little hasty and impatient to go get somebody and look at God, oh wow. No, don't look at me. You got that person. If you wait on me, then I will still work out some things in you. Amen. And when you learn how to be patient with God, when you get with that person, you learn how to be patient with them and yourself. And saying, God, well, maybe this is too early. What you say, God? And when you rely on God, God he'll walk you through it, And this is a situation where it was a time to where you were single dating or whatever, and that person didn't really understand your walk. You know what I'm saying? And how did you deal with that? Because, again, you deal with temptation. And let's be real, you're talking to the brothers out here.
Okay.
You deal with temptation. How did you deal with not wanting to lose that person, but at the same time keep your walk with God? Because I know we deal with that.
Well, you just have to tell the person, look, hey, can't go there with you. Can't go there. I'm looking for something great. Marriage is the main thing.
Right.
You have to let that be known anyway from the beginning.
Right.
You play that card on the table because the person needs to know if they playing and they not looking for that, they need to know where you stand. Hey, I'm looking for marriage.
Right.
I'm not looking to be the boyfriend or the plumber or whatever you want to call it. I'm not looking to be that guy.
No, but how did, like say you really like the girl,
Uh-huh.
and she not really trying to be in church like that, because we go through that. Some women might get a guy and he's really not trying to be in church, but you really like that person. How did you ever face that situation, or
I face situations like that.
you know, how did you deal with it? Because you don't want to lose her, but at the same time you don't want to, you want to compromise your walk with God. How did you deal with it?
Well, if they're not on that walk and they're not respecting your walk, to where they're coming on to you even more, it's like, okay, I like you, I can still be your friend, but as far as going any place else, I won't be able to, so it's not in the sense that I'm writing them off and saying, that's that heathen, I ain't talking to her no more. No, she's still that's my friend. That's my friend right there. It's just that we're not on the same way, we're not on the same page. I'm still praying for you. I'm still, here. If you call me and you need somebody, I'm here. I'll pray for you, whatever.
Right.
But I just know to that level, we wouldn't take it there.
Right.
We wouldn't get to that level because they're not ready yet. And there's nothing wrong with that person because they're not ready yet. That's between them and God when it'll be time for them to be ready. But I have to continue on my walk.
That's good.
And I gotta hit that mark, man. I gotta get there.
Right.
So in order for me to get there, I gotta continue to walk. Whether that be she walks with me or she doesn't.
That's good. That's good. Well, we're about to wrap it up. I just want to ask you, you're talking to the brothers out there in your age category, and you're dealing with singleness and being saved. Just give an encouraging word, or just an experience that you had. Just encourage them out there.
I would say anything you're dealing with is relationship-wise and it's not working out. Wait on God. Do what you have to do. Write it down on paper, everything you desire for your wife to be, and make sure you line up with it. Because, let's be honest, if you running around and you're not right, and you asking God to give you somebody that's right, what makes you think that he's going to give you one of his best for you? So, get yourself right. Everything that you desire and you want in a wife, line up with it. Continue to come to church when you can. Continue to pray. Have a prayerful life with God. Have a relationship with him. Not just reading your word and saying that's it. Speak to him, pray, have your time with God. Let God work on you. Because as much as we think we're perfect, we're not. We are not perfect. So keep your walk with God. Stay with him. Do what you have to do. That's my encouraging word to you.
Well, you heard it from Brother Jacob. Deacon Jacob, forgive me, but again, you can do it. You can make it being single and saved with God. And again, this is part 3 of the Total You of Abundant Faith Cathedral. You be blessed.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Vicki Winans, and you're watching Bell Global Network.
My name is Mike Duggan, and I'm watching the Bell Global Network.
Hey, keep it locked. It's your boy D. Hattie watching the Bell Global Network. You know how it is.
Hi, I'm Charlie Langton, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
Hi, this is Martha Reeves, and you're watching Bell Global Network.
Hi, everybody. I'm telling you, everything that happened to me that was good, God did it. I'm Evelyn Turrentine, AG, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
This is Pastor D. Alexander Bullock of Preachers of Detroit, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
This is Bishop Edgar Van of Second Ebenezer Church in Detroit, Michigan, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
Hi, I'm Bernadette Stanis. You know me best as Thelma from the TV show Good Times, and you are watching Bell Global Network.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Vicki Winans, and you're watching Bell Global Network.